Have you ever asked yourself why you are practicing Buddhism? Is it simply to find inner peace, to manage your emotions, or to improve your life in practical ways? Or is there something deeper, a path that leads not only to personal liberation, but to a broader understanding of the world and your role in it? What if the true purpose of learning Buddhism isn't just about yourself but about helping others achieve peace and enlightenment? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to explore a powerful question. What is the true purpose of learning Buddhism? Is it solely for personal gain, or does it involve a shift from self-interest to altruism, a journey that ultimately leads to liberation for both ourselves and others? If you have ever wondered about the deeper meaning behind Buddhist practice, and whether it's just about calming the mind or something more profound, this video is for you. In today's discussion, we will explore how learning Buddhism is not just about gaining knowledge or achieving personal benefits, but about transforming your mind and shifting your focus from self-centeredness to compassion. Ultimately, this transformation leads to the path of liberation, where we transcend the boundaries of ego and attachment and discover true peace and wisdom. By the end of this video, you will have a clearer understanding of how the path of Buddhism is a journey from self-interest to altruism, and how this transformation is essential for achieving true liberation. Buddhism, a path of transformation. At its core, Buddhism is a transformative path, one that leads from ignorance and suffering to wisdom and liberation. It is not merely a set of practices designed to improve our lives in the short term. Buddhism is a profound teaching about the nature of suffering, its causes, and the way to transcend it. It teaches us that the ultimate goal is not to accumulate material wealth, social recognition, or personal success, but to attain inner freedom, to free ourselves from the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth known as samsara. The journey of learning Buddhism begins with the recognition that suffering is a natural part of life. We experience pain, loss, and frustration because we are attached to things that are impermanent. Our desires, fears, and attachments keep us bound to a state of ignorance, causing us to repeat the same patterns of suffering over and over again. The true purpose of Buddhism, however, is not to escape from life's challenges, but to transform our relationship with them. Through the practice of mindfulness, meditation, and ethical living, we begin to transform our minds. We learn to let go of the attachments that bind us, and through this process, we begin to experience true peace and wisdom. But the transformation goes deeper than just personal healing. As we progress on the path of Buddhism, we begin to understand that our liberation is not just for our benefit, it is a liberation that allows us to help others find peace as well. The shift from self-interest to altruism. One of the key aspects of learning Buddhism is the shift from self-interest to altruism. Initially, many people are drawn to Buddhism because they want to improve their own lives. They want to find inner peace, overcome their personal struggles, and gain clarity in the midst of chaos. These are all valid and important aspects of practice. However, as we go deeper into the teachings of the Buddha, we realize that true freedom is not just about our personal well-being, it is about the well-being of all beings. Buddhism teaches that we are not isolated individuals. Our suffering and happiness are deeply interconnected with the suffering and happiness of others. The path to liberation, therefore, is not one that leads us to selfishly focus on our own desires and happiness. Rather, it is a path that encourages us to transcend the ego and act with compassion and love for all beings. Altruism becomes the natural expression of the wisdom and peace we develop through practice. This shift from self-interest to altruism is central to the concept of bodhicitta, or the mind of enlightenment. Bodhicitta is the wish to attain Buddhahood not just for our own sake, but for the sake of all beings. It is the desire to help others achieve freedom from suffering, just as we seek it for ourselves. In this way, the practice of Buddhism becomes not only a personal journey, but also a path of compassionate action that seeks to benefit others. the role of compassion in the path to liberation. Compassion is the heart of Buddhist practice. It is through the cultivation of compassion that we truly learn to transcend the self and move toward altruism. The Buddha himself demonstrated compassion in everything he did, from his teachings to his actions. Compassion means not only understanding the suffering of others, but also actively working to alleviate it. In the Buddhist tradition, the concept of bodhisattva embodies this ideal of compassionate action. A bodhisattva is someone who has attained enlightenment, but chooses to remain in the world to help all beings achieve liberation. This vow to remain in samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth in order to aid others, is a profound example of altruism and the true purpose of Buddhist practice. As we cultivate compassion, we also develop a sense of interconnectedness. We begin to understand that our actions, thoughts, and words affect others. This understanding deepens our sense of responsibility, not just for our own happiness, but for the well-being of all beings. The practice of compassion helps us let go of the narrow confines of self-interest and open our hearts to the suffering and needs of others. From personal healing to helping others heal. While personal healing is an important aspect of learning Buddhism, the path ultimately leads to helping others heal as well. As we transform our own minds and hearts, we naturally become better equipped to help others transform theirs. Buddhist practice is not just about our own happiness, it is about the happiness of others. This is where the transition from self-interest to altruism becomes most evident. The Bodhisattva path is a perfect example of this. A Bodhisattva vows to continue practicing the Dharma for the benefit of all beings, not just for personal enlightenment. Through compassionate action, the Bodhisattva helps alleviate the suffering of others, bringing them closer to liberation. In our own practice, we can also embody this principle by extending compassion and understanding to the people around us. Whether it's offering a listening ear, providing support during difficult times, or simply showing kindness to a stranger, our actions can make a significant impact on the lives of others. The path to true liberation beyond personal freedom. Ultimately, the true purpose of learning Buddhism is to go beyond personal freedom and achieve freedom for all beings. This is the essence of altruism in Buddhist practice. True liberation is not about escaping the world, but about embracing it with wisdom and compassion. It is about transcending the ego, seeing through the illusions of self, and realizing our inherent connection to all beings. In this way, Buddhism offers a path that leads not only to personal transformation, but to the transformation of the world. Through the cultivation of wisdom, compassion, and altruism, we not only free ourselves from suffering, but also become a source of healing for others. Conclusion: the true purpose of learning Buddhism. In conclusion, the true purpose of learning Buddhism is not merely to improve our own lives, but to transform our hearts and minds in such a way that we can help others achieve the same. The path of Buddhism is one of moving from self-interest to altruism, from personal healing to helping others heal, and from ignorance to enlightenment. By embodying the teachings of the Buddha and cultivating compassion and wisdom, we move closer to liberation, not just for ourselves, but for all beings. Thank you for watching today's video. If you found this discussion on the true purpose of learning Buddhism insightful, please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content on Buddhist teachings and spiritual growth. Until next time, may your practice lead you to greater wisdom, compassion, and liberation.